Trying to detach from a partner who keeps you at arm's length, man, it can feel absolutely impossible. It can make you question your own sanity, your own worth. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why it's so painful, and then give you a real practical toolkit to move on without losing yourself in the process.
So let's start with the big question. Why does this hurt so much? I mean, if you've ever felt that deep physical ache in your chest after a breakup, I want you to know something. You are not being dramatic. Your body is having a very real biological reaction. This isn't about weakness at all. It's about how we're wired as humans.
First things first, we have to understand the why. We're going to dive into the science of what's happening inside your brain when it senses you're losing someone, because trust me, this isn't just about feelings. It's about straight-up physiology.
Okay, so from the moment we are born, our brains are hardwired with this primal, non-negotiable need to connect with a key person for safety. It's a survival thing. So when that bond is threatened, your brain doesn't just see it as a relationship problem. Oh no. It registers it as a threat to your very existence. That desperate urge you feel to reconnect, that's your most basic instinct kicking into overdrive.
So when your partner pulls away, it flips a switch in your brain. It triggers what's called an activated attachment system. You can just think of it as your brain's emergency fire alarm. It starts blaring, flooding you with this overwhelming urge to do one thing and one thing only. Close that distance and do it now. This is what's behind all those frantic texts and calls. It's what some people call protest behavior. Now, here is the really cruel twist in all of this. Once you've finally made that incredibly hard decision to leave, that same activated system, it can totally hijack your memory. It kicks off something called the Rebound Effect, and it is a powerful force that makes staying away feel almost impossible. And here's what that looks like. Your brain starts playing this highlight reel of only the good times. It just conveniently erases all the loneliness, the feeling of being ignored, and the pain that made you leave in the first place. It creates this fantasy version of the relationship that feels more real than the actual thing ever did, trying to convince you that, nope, they were the one.
You know, this quote reframes everything. Those huge arguments that felt so damaging, a lot of the time, they were really just desperate attempts to connect. Underneath all that anger, all that criticism, there's usually a single primal question being asked. Are you there for me? Do I actually matter to you? Now, this isn't an excuse for bad behavior, of course, but it does help explain the sheer intensity of the emotions involved.
Okay, so now that we get the why, let's get into the how, right? Because knowledge is power, but action is freedom. So this next section is your practical, hands-on toolkit. It's designed to help you fight back against your brain's programming and actually start moving forward.
We're going to walk through 4 absolutely crucial steps. First, recognizing the clear signs of avoidance. Second, actively deactivating your attachment system. Third, building a support team so you're not alone. And finally, learning to treat this separation like the physical wound it actually is.
Let's start with step 1. Take a hard look at these smoking guns on the screen. These are crystal clear signals that a partner just isn't able, or maybe isn't willing, to meet your fundamental need for emotional connection. If these are hitting a little too close to home, please hear me on this. It's not you. It's a fundamental incompatibility. Just recognizing that is the first real step to validating your own experience.
All right, on to step 2. And this right here, this is your most powerful weapon against that rebound effect we talked about. You have to create an anchor to reality. I want you to get a pen and paper or open a note on your phone and write down every single reason you decided to leave. Every time you felt lonely or dismissed or hurt. Be specific. This list is your objective truth. And here's why this is so critical. Your emotional brain, it's going to lie to you. It's going to romanticize everything. This list is your lifeline. When you feel that pull, that temptation to go back, you pull out this list and you read it. It will ground you in the reality you chose to leave, and it will help calm that frantic, panicking part of your brain. Step 3 is all about understanding that you cannot and you should not do this alone. Your activated system is desperate for a secure base, so you're going to create one. You need to recruit a trusted friend, a family member, or maybe a therapist to be your attachment designated person, or ADP. This is your go-to person to call when you feel weak, someone who will remind you why you're doing this, and remind you to read your list. And finally, step 4. This brings everything together, this mind-body connection. Get this. Brain scans actually show that the pain of a breakup activates the very same regions as physical pain.
That's why you have to treat this like a physical recovery process. Your body is literally grieving.
So this means focusing on physical and emotional comfort. Seriously, don't isolate yourself. Surround yourself with people who make you feel safe. Move your body. Exercise is fantastic for regulating your nervous system. Nourish yourself with good, comforting food. Things like getting a massage or even just taking a warm bath. These aren't luxuries right now. They are essential tools for calming your entire system down.
Okay, so we've got the practical tools, but now we have to tackle the most important piece of this whole puzzle, your mindset. Because detaching isn't just about not going back, it's about fundamentally reclaiming your sense of self-worth. Now, this is a total game-changing idea. If you've been called needy or too sensitive, you've probably internalized that as some kind of personal flaw. But this quote right here, it reveals the truth. Neediness is almost always just a symptom of unmet needs. When we feel secure and safe in a relationship, we can actually focus on life, not on anxiously trying to get our needs met.
And this leads to this beautiful kind of counterintuitive truth called the dependency paradox. Our culture is always telling us that being dependent is a weakness, but the exact opposite is true in relationships. Having a secure base, knowing you have someone you can truly count on, it doesn't hold you back. It actually gives you the safety and the confidence you need to go out and conquer the world. It's a launch pad. So please let this sink in. Your need for closeness, for reassurance, for emotional responsiveness, it is not a character flaw. It is a biological imperative. You are not too much. You are simply with someone who is not enough for what you legitimately need and deserve. And this means you have to reject a scarcity mindset. That panicky feeling that this person was your one and only chance at love, that's a trick being played on you by your activated attachment system. The truth is, love is abundant. There are absolutely partners out there who can and who will provide the secure base you need to thrive.
Okay, let's bring all this home. The journey of detachment is, well, it's intense. But if you can look at it through the right lens, you'll start to see that it's not really an ending. It is a powerful, powerful beginning. Ultimately, this whole painful process is about reclaiming yourself. It's about taking back your peace of mind, taking back your self-worth, and taking back your fundamental right to have your needs met. It's about, finally, choosing you. And so, I want to leave you with this question to think about. The goal here isn't just to survive this, it's to thrive after it. All of that energy that was once consumed by an insecure relationship, it's all yours now. So what are you going to build with it? The path forward is about healing those wounds, growing from this experience, and eventually finding a secure love that doesn't make you second-guess your worth. A love that actually holds you tight.